Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I actually wanted to discuss something that I think a lot of people would love to get more info on. In Jurassic World, we were reintroduced to the original Tyrannosaurus Rex that broke out on Isla Nublar way back in 1993. For over a decade, she ruled Cloud Island unchallenged and had dominion over every inch of the old Jurassic Park facilities that failed so horribly during the events of the first movie. But in the early 2000s, her reign would come to a decisive end. Now, construction for the second iteration of Hammond's theme park would begin on Nublar several years after the first Jurassic Park incident took place. Mizrahi Global went out of their way to provide the safest and most secure theme park attraction they could when going over the island and bringing its animals back into their cages. Of course, the most difficult animal that they'd have to deal with would be the 7-ton Tyrannosaur that had lived there for several years. Nevertheless, the job had to be done, and Jurassic World needed to have this animal safely captured and brought into a new paddock so that construction could continue on the island as soon as humanly possible. Enter Vic Hoskins, known predominantly for his role as the main antagonist of the fourth film. Now, this man's relationship with Simon Mizrahi, who in fact owned Jurassic World, goes back further in the canon than what I think most people seem to know. After the escape of the Site B pteranodons from Jurassic Park 3, all individual pterosaurs were quickly located in Canada, where they'd all traveled to begin a new nesting ground. Fortunately for the country's locals, Hoskins and his elite team of specialized men had a major part in the pteranodon cleanup that took place in 2001. And due to the professionalism Hoskins' team displayed during these events, the man was hired by Simon Mizrahi himself in order to help redevelop InGen's security division. At the time of Jurassic World's construction, their main objective was to provide safety to all of the construction workers who were busy building the Jurassic World facilities on the island. This meant that one of their first missions involved capturing a certain large carnivore that needed to be taken care of soon. Now, the Tyrannosaurus Rex from Jurassic Park had enjoyed a life of relatively little fear on the island since John Hammond and company left 9 years earlier. However, it did not actually have the most peaceful or ideal life since its handlers had gone. In the time since Jurassic Park had fallen, the Rex from the first park had been overcome with a pretty severe illness that it was unable to shake. This ailment is known as ragged tooth, and it was the result of one of the creature's large teeth being broken off inside of its skull. Infection quickly spread throughout the carnivore's gum line, which led to the breakdown of much of the soft tissue surrounding its jaws. This made the dinosaur's hunts rather difficult on the island, and while it managed to kill many creatures on Nublar, it began to suffer from a slight case of malnutrition for not being able to eat as much as it was supposed to. And one fateful day on Isla Nublar in 2002, Vic Hoskins and the same team that had cleaned up the Pteranodon breakout in Canada went deep into the Tyrannosaurus territory and successfully tranquilized the carnivore before moving it back into the safety of a large theme park paddock. Evidence for Rexy's recapture can be found in a log made by Vic Hoskins himself, where he states that he's impressed with the professionalism his team displayed on the island. Staring down a 7-ton predator is no easy task, and he wanted his men to make sure that each and every one of them acknowledged that. Now, what I find so interesting about this particular capture is that the T-Rex was actually being attacked while it was at a pretty weakened state. It really makes you wonder, how would that event have played out if she was at the top of her game on the same day all those years ago? Regardless of that outcome, she was indeed tranquilized and put in a new enclosure for Jurassic World. Now that I've gotten over all of that information, I'd actually like to direct all of your attention to a fellow Jurassic YouTuber that covered this subject some time ago. I've known Jeremy James Prudzik for a few years now, and he's honestly a great guy to have a deep discussion on the franchise about. I think you guys can get a lot out of his channel if you haven't already, and I'd strongly suggest that you check him out whenever you get the chance. New information came out since he did his video back in the day, so I had to cover that here while also giving him the credit he deserves as well. Now, I'm curious, what do all of you guys think would have taken place on that island had Rexy been at the top of her game in 2002? How many deaths, if any, do you think would have taken place, and would they have had to put the Rex down because of it? Whatever your thoughts and opinions may be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank all of my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. It really means the world to me that you guys appreciate what I do so much, and I seriously am extremely thankful for everything that you guys do to help. Honestly, it means the world. Now I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, and hope that you all enjoy today's content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.